Grok Bot has got to be the most powerful AI trading agent that you can find on the market right now. With the most beautiful part being that it can run 24/7 without you ever touching your computer, and also that it can hire whichever other bots that it needs, so it basically becomes an exponential growth system pretty quickly. So for all of you that have no idea what I'm talking about, Grok Bot got launched about a week ago by Elon Musk, and as you see right here, AI teammates you can give real work to. And how it's different from other AI assistants is because, as you can read right here, bots have their own computer, so they can work inside of your apps and tools, and they'll also run in parallel 24/7 even when your laptop is closed. So the biggest issue people are having normally when they're trying to hire a chief of staff or trying to let an AI take over a lot of the mundane tasks that they do is that it does not run 24/7, or it's very hard to set up a computer system for, or they just don't know how to get started. But with Grok Bot, it makes it so simple because all you gotta basically do is just start out and say, hey, I wanna start building something now. I want a chief of staff, hire whoever you need. And once I did that and I gave a couple of things that I would like to get, for example, I wanted to get started on content writing for X, as an example, you can see it hired a content lead, it hired another couple of bots that I can then also insert into some sort of channel so I can see all the bots all in one place, but also to interact with every single other of the staff bots. I just basically can talk in this chat to my chief of staff to arrange things with other bots. But let's just say I want to just get started on this new trading endeavor. All I'd have to do is, as you can see right here, just talk to one of the new bots and say, hey, building trading strategies using Grok Bot, what would be the best method to get started? And here it says, you already have the first couple of hires, but let's expand. So right now I'm just going to type back to say it should expand. So on that note, I just now told Grok Bot, expand whatever we already have with some other bots, as many as you need, so I can become a really good financial analyst / trader. We should do market research, money management, and more. And we'll wait a little bit of time to see what exactly our newest bot comes up with, to see which other bots it would hire, and how exactly it wants to get this done. Because as you can see, the response that it gave me right now was building you a full desk, not just strategy and risk, research, money management, tape, risks, and a review loop so you can actually get better hiring the specialists now. And one thing that very often goes overlooked is actually the button right here that says create routine. Now, we don't have to press it right now ourselves. Matter of fact, we don't have to open the bot's computer, which you can see over on the top right now either. But those are two of the most important functionalities that Grok Bot has natively. That you can basically set up scheduled tasks that run over and over in some sort of routine, hence the name. And also, like I said before, that Grok Bot has its own computer, it has access to the internet, it can look things up, it can do things for you. And after a couple more seconds, here's exactly the structure that Grok Bot came up with. At the top, we've got our market research, actually our entire research department with macro fundamentals tape, going into strategy, going into risk, going into our money management, and then our manager, and then into our paper trading desk with our quant and our trade reviewer. So you can see it messaged now my chief of staff that I set up earlier, and you can see maybe on the top left that right now there's something going on in the conversation. If I now click back onto the chief of staff, you can see that it's now actually at the same time, because that's the one I hired before, messaging other bots that we created before. To be a bit specific, I can click on it. It's texting the new bot that we just made for basically our trading bot operations, right? Our operation head, you may call it, and our markets researcher. If we now also pay attention to the top right, you can see a new routine was just created to get me something every single weekday at 8 a.m. This is a desk brief. Send Dusty a short weekday trading desk brief, cover overnight crypto to tape in a few sentences, 1 or 2 macro items that actually matter for crypto beta, today's catalysts, if any, and anything that would change risk versus cash versus risk. Keep it tight, do not message other agents, no live order recommendations, paper trading mindset, stay silent only on a market holiday with nothing material, right? So if nothing fancy is going on, don't do anything. Now, one thing I did not show you, but actually is also happening, is if we open all the unassigned bots, because I didn't insert them into our trading view section just quite yet, all of this entire list was now created by the new trading bot that we made. So we've now got a trade reviewer. We've now got a Quant, we've now got tape, fundamentals, macro, money manager, risk and strategy, and market research has now been updated. The thing is, these are not operational to the craziest extent at the first couple of seconds, but as the chief of staff is looking basically into our new hires, you can see we got our first message from our Quant right now. We got our first message from the trade reviewer. We've got our first message from Macro. I thought it was Marco. I guess Macro is also kind of a cool name, but here, without me intervening whatsoever, pulling tonight's snapshot now, Fed path, real rates, DXY, liquidity, and risk tape, then what it actually means for BTC beta. So without me having to do anything whatsoever, I've now basically got a full-on trading desk inside of my computer running 24/7, giving me a report every single morning. And the best part about it all is I can also connect my email. If I wanted to get an email about the most important updates every single day, I wanted to make sure it sets a calendar time for whenever I need to do something. I've also connected my Notion so it can update me inside of Notion with a full-on trading report every single morning, or a financial overview, or whatever you want it to do. Or I can let it make charts or something of that sort and send them to me, or keep them, let's call it, within Google Drive. Now, I will say, of course, you have to fidget around with this for a little while. You have to perfect it and make it your own. But you can see with just one or two very simple prompts, we're already able to build me in terms of infrastructure. You can see it just now gave me a report a couple minutes after it was created, talking about a potential trade that we could take, or at least some sort of strategy. And what I now could do is I could actually feed it what type of trading strategies I perhaps want to look at, or what type of way of thinking I want our bots to have, or what type of stream it should go for. Of course, it can also do its own sort of review or analysis. You just have to tell it to start cooking up more stuff. Like I said, we've got a risk department, we've got macro here, we've got everything right now. And if I had to compare it to something like Claude or ChatGPT, really, it's all about the ease of it and the fact that it has its own computer already in a very easy way built in. Now, if you're a person that's really good with CLI, to use Claude in CLI, or you've already set up your Chrome MCP and you actually don't really mind all the RAM ramifications, let's say, then perhaps for some of you the difference is not that crazy. But for most others, the simplicity that got here just now, the ease of use is, to me, just so insane, because it's really easy to treat these like actual employees or teammates. And so when they often talk about the next billion-dollar companies that are going to be one-man armies, I really think this is what they envisioned, that every single one of your automations talks back to you like they're an actual employee with actual feedback and actual proper infrastructure. If you're talking inside of a Claude chat, which still I love, I still use it a ton, it really still does feel like you're talking to a computer, or rather that you're basically talking in a way that you're just putting sentences down for them to be written and sort of read, but mostly just to be written, really. Whereas with Grok Bot, it feels like you're really having something interactive where it actually understands what you're saying, even though in theory you can customize your Claude to be similar. Grok Bot having it so natively and looks so easy, it's really one of the friendly, or I should call it beginner friendliest AIs out there. But also, like I said before, I think this is the one that has the biggest potential for quick exponential growth because of its internal system of hiring more and having it all in a very simple overview. So I think personally, since Claude has been out for longer, if you're already kind of an expert on it, you could still probably do more. But for anybody that's starting out new, or anybody that likes like having X connected better natively, especially if you use that for your trading or financial analysis or whatever, then Grok Bot obviously wins the race. But really, for anybody starting out new, Grok Bot has got to be the best at doing things as efficiently and fast as possible, because it takes like 2 minutes to set this all up. 2 minutes, you connect a file of yours and it knows everything. And more importantly, it could just start working in a snap. So easy, so convenient. And if you want to learn a bit more about how to set this all up for yourself, like how to set up Grok Bot, I've left a little guide over in our school, which you can find in the link down below. It's absolutely free, so just go ahead and check it out. And very soon I'll be back with another video, because I'm using this all day, every single day, and I want to share some more cool things as soon as I find them.